First, forget inspiration. Habit is more dependable. Habit will sustain you whether you're inspired or not. Octavia Butler. My friends, that is such sage advice. It doesn't matter how you feel. Those of you who've been in the military like me, in the Marine Corps, it didn't matter how you felt that day. You're going to run 5 miles. You're going to hike 25 miles with a fully loaded pack. You're going to go into the field. You're going to do whatever it is you're supposed to do. Nobody asks how you feel. Nobody asks if you're inspired. The work has to be done. Somebody has to do it, and it's you. Whether it's your own personal health and setting up habits that make sure you stay healthy, walking 3 miles a day, working out hard 3 times a week, eating this food in the morning, fasting during this period, drinking this much water, taking your supplements, whatever it is, or all of those things. Same thing with a market. 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. Doesn't matter how you feel. Doesn't matter if you do it at 3 in the morning. Before your head hits the pillow, you've done it. You don't waive it. There's no excuse. You get it done, period. If you will commit yourself that way, my friends, nothing can stop you. You're the only thing that ever stops you. Think about it. I'm not here to give a motivational, maybe I am here to give a motivational talk. There's someone listening right now that needs to hear that. Maybe there's a lot of you. But commit yourself today. You can do this. It ain't easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy. They're hard times, but you push through it. You just commit to it. You make it a habit. I do. People say, Thom, why do you put this show on every single day? Don't you have a lot more going on? I do. But you know the benefit I get of doing this show for you every day is it makes me get into the market. It makes me look at what's going on, explain what's going on, and it is unbelievably profitable to me. Now, again, I do this for free. I do it every day because I love the market. I keep inspired every day, but I don't rely on that inspiration. It's the habit. So let's jump into the market now. We see stocks are mixed. Bonds are down. Gold is up. Bitcoin is down. Let's look first at the S&P 500. Down a little bit for the day, 0.07. We saw where things had leveled off for a couple of days, then popped up and have leveled off now. Are things slowing down or getting ready to bound again? We don't know. We're waiting for the STC to give us some kind of signal, maybe pulling back and then going back up again, maybe crossing over the 200 and hammering down. Don't know where things are, where they're going. Why? Because the world is a crazy ass place right now. You know, we got the Chinese threatening stuff, the war in Europe. We've got the economy on the brink. We just got all sorts of insane stuff going on. And we'll see where the market leads us. The one thing to keep in mind is the government ain't slowing down on printing the money. And that means what? Inflation. Inflation means what? Real things go up, not in value, but go up in price. The value can remain the same, but if you got more dollars chasing the same number of goods, then guess what? Real things like the stock market go up in value. So we'll see. Now, of course, that's all subject to craziness, to wars, to famine, to illnesses and disease, all that good stuff from the Bible. But today, we see the S&P slowing down. What do we see on the 2-day? Well, it's green also on the STC, moving ever higher. We look at where things, and passing through the 200 EMA. What do we see on the weekly? Of course, it bounced off the 200 EMA, as we keep saying, on the 13th, the week during the 13th of June. And again, bounding higher this week. So everything, again, is poised to make some up movements. We'll continue to watch, wait, and see, and find a point to jump in, either up or down. Now, what do we see on the NASDAQ 100 going from the S&P 500? It's up a little bit, 0.47%. Again, just inexorably moving a little bit higher. We see the STC is green, also green on the 2-day as it moves right up to the 2-day 200 EMA, representing, of course, 400 days. Easy math there. And where do we see things? Of course, we bounced off a few weeks ago and went from green to red actually last week on the STC on that weekly chart. So things are, again, looking good. We're just waiting for a decent entry point now that we're above the 200 EMA on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. And again, if things rolled over hard and pushed back through, then we'd look to jump in going down. But again, keeping in mind that those bigger charts, again, are at a full, we're at a full plus 15 on the success multiplier formula with the weekly and the 2-day being green. Now, let's look at where bonds are. Bonds had pulled back for an evening, for an afternoon and a morning, and then they've slowly pulled up, but again, slowing down. They're down for the day 0.03%. How many are hanging in there, waiting to see where they're going? Have you been looking at what's going on with the volume? You can see that as things have been moving up, the volume did spike, but then it's been going down. So again, something to pay some attention to. Again, all these things go into your equation, and I hope that you're filling out notes every day on the trades that you're following to learn from them. Looking at what kind of role does volume play? What kind of role does the STC play? What kind of role do these Heikin-Ashi candlesticks play? Are you drawing trend lines? Are you paying attention to all the little things out there and learning the personalities of the stocks and the ETFs that you track beyond what we talk about every day? So that is where we are on 20-year bonds. On the half-day chart, we look at the 2-day chart. We can see that it, of course, has gone from green up candles to this green doji. That's showing us something there too to pay attention to. Remember, we're way below the 200 EMA here on bonds. And on the weekly, again, we are still way below the 200 EMA. I have to really pull this back. Look at that. Wow. But we're going into, again, the third week of up movement after the STC went green on bonds. So again, there's a lot of push there behind things, even with, again, a little pullback for the day. We just keep all of that in mind, all the charts, all the time. Very important. Let's move on to gold. Where are we with gold? Again, gold approaching that 200 EMA. I'm glad to see that. We had a day and a half of pullback, and then today popping up. It's our big gainer for the day, 1.65%. Still below the 200 EMA, but heading up there. I'm ready to go long on gold. And look at this 2-day, moving up quite nicely. Again, 3 nice candles of up movement. And we go to the weekly. And of course, like all these other charts, we bounced off that 200 EMA, first big green candle we've seen in gold in a while on that weekly chart. Things are looking nice, hopefully setting us up for some nice moves up in gold at some point. So keep all this in mind. Now, lastly, we go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulling back today on XBTF, which is the Bitcoin short-term future, which of course is traded on all of your favorite online brokers. And as we look at it, we can see that down in the morning, a little further down in the afternoon, 4.51% below the 200 EMA there. What is Bitcoin doing? It's just sort of seesawing around. We look at the 2-day. Again, we can see where Bitcoin bottomed and then popped up and then sort of sideways. So we're keeping an eye on that, watching, waiting, seeing. Same thing on the weekly chart. It bottomed, moved up, and hasn't hit those highs since the week of July the 18th. So we'll continue to wait, watch, and see. When Bitcoin's ready to boom, we'll be ready to practice, trade it, and watch it go up. That's where we are, folks, as we end the day and roll on into Friday. By the way, Patreon members, if you'll look at the Patreon page, you will see that we have posted the Charting Crypto for the week. It is there for you Patreon members. And also, we'll be posting tonight the 20 weekly vertical crossovers for you to take a look at and potentially practice trade on Friday. That's where we are, folks, as we end the day on Thursday. God bless. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.